Shalom, shalom. This is Soldier Yazaniah coming at you with another breakdown, right? It's going to be a Psalms 18 breakdown of prophetic events, right? We're going to go into a little bit of news and pair them up with the scripts, right? And, all this stuff happening in the news just made me think about Psalms 18, right? And how it was clearly not talking about David, because David never experienced these events that he was prophesying about, right? So it was clear that it was an end time prophecy, and it fits perfectly with the events to come and the events unfolding right now, right? So before I begin, I'd like to give all praises, all glory to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, right? We're going to go ahead and get into it. So it says, "I love thee, O Lord, my strength. The Lord is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer, my God, my strength, in whom I will trust," right? "My buckler and the horn of my salvation and my high tower," right? Flesh isn't our arm in this thing, right? Flesh isn't what we're supposed to be putting our trust in these last days, right? We're not supposed to be putting our trust in man, right? Let's get that precept real quick. So let's get Jeremiah 17:5. It's, "Thus saith the Lord," it's book of Jeremiah 17:5. "Thus saith the Lord, cursed be the man that trusts in man, and maketh flesh his arm, and his heart depart from the Lord." Right? Because if you're trusting in the shadow of Egypt, right, that's just going to lead you to death and destruction, man. Right? It's not going to get you saved, because Egypt is about to get besieged, man. Right? And on top of that, the Lord said he's going to be fighting in Isaiah 15, right? He says he's going to be fighting as eagles in the sky against Egypt, right? So you don't want to be caught on the left-hand side, right? You want to be abiding in the spirit, man, right? And not trusting in flesh, in carnality, and in death, right? Where there's a sure end, right? You don't want your heart to be wickedly departing from the Lord in these last days, when we could see our salvation, more nigh than it was yesterday, right? Every day, like it says in Deuteronomy, every day the Lord brings his judgments to pass. Every day we have to be checking for these prophecies, right? Every day we have to be looking for and hastening the coming of the Lord, right? Let's go back to Psalms 18, right? And it says, so yes, he's our fortress and our deliverer, man. Our strength in these last days, right? Because we have no other strength but the Lord, in whom I will trust, my buckler, the horn of my salvation, right? My high tower. We want to be found on that high plateau, man, right? And that's in all manner of holiness, right? Separate, right? In that hidden place, right? On the rock and not on the sandy ground, right? Verse 3, "I will call upon the Lord, who is worthy to be praised," right? "So shall I be safe from my enemies." See, calling upon the Lord, trusting in the Lord, in the laws, statutes, and commandments, and the faith of Yahushai, man, right? Calling upon the Lord, calling on the one name of the Lord, Yahushai, right? "So shall I be saved from my enemies." That's gonna help. That's what's gonna have you get saved, man. Because we see the enemy vastly approaching, man. We see that day of doom, right? The day of doom is approaching. "The sorrows of death compassed me, and the floods of ungodly men made me afraid." Okay, you want to see the floods of ungodly men? This is the floods of ungodly men right here, right? This is the enemy's coming in like a flood, man. Right? This is what's prepared for Babylon, man. Look at this madness, right? This is the enemy coming in as a flood, right? This is the Most High, readying his bow. Look at them rushing in one after the other, into deeper and deeper into the ground, right? This is what's prepared for Babylon, right? This is what he's ordained for an hour and a day and a season, right? All of this is a precursor, man. What does Yahushua say? Look at this, man. God damn. Yahushua says that. Let me pull up that scripture where it says, "You see wars and rumors of wars, but the end isn't by and by." Right? That's because this is just this is the beginning of the beginning, man. Right? Once World War pops off, then it's the beginning. Right? But this is just exactly what Yahushua had foretold. Right? And it's when he of old, man. Right? Even when King David was prophesying, the prophets have been saying this since the ancient days. Look at this madness. Right? Let's pull up what Yahushua said. Look, right? This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, start at verse 4. And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. You shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. See, you'll hear of wars, you'll see wars, right? It says, For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. And all these are the beginning of sorrows, right? That is just the beginning, man, right? There's no way, right, that we can count this as World War III. There's no way that we can count this as the time being at hand. It's just a warning sign, right? That destruction is coming and to get in order, right? How much more should we be seeking the Lord, man? Us who have this eyesight to see and can and have the ability to get ourselves right and our families right and the people around us right, and to go out and do the work and kick it into overdrive, man. Those who can see, right? To whom much is given, much is required, man. Right? So shall I be saved from my enemies, right? The sorrows of death compassed me, and the floods of ungodly men made me afraid, right? These are the floods of ungodly men, man. But the Lord said, be not afraid, man. The sorrows of hell compassed me about, right? That's a cut on hell, but that's for another breakdown. The snares of death prevented me. In my distress, I called upon the Lord and cried unto my God. He heard my voice out of his temple, and my cry came before him, even into his ears. This is the heart of David right now, right? Because his heart is perfect with the Lord. And us striving to have that same perfect heart, we're going to feel these same ways. This is exactly, this is David prophesying, right? The heart of Israel in the end times, right? Seeing the events, right? And foretelling it so that we have this knowledge to not be shaken and be so easily moved, right? He heard my voice out of his temple, and my cry came before him, even into his ears, right? But we have the sorrows of hell compass us about, man, right? And the snares of death. That's a snare of death, right? That big old nuke, that big old missile rocket launcher thing, man, right? The ICBMs, the ballistic missiles, right? All these things are encompassing us about, man, right? And some people are so shaken, right? They can't even move in this thing, right? They don't know where to start. They don't know how to navigate through the scriptures. They don't, because those who seek him early, right, shall be found of him. So for some, this is they're gonna be, it's gonna rock them right back to sleep, right? Sad as it is to say, right? This is just gonna put them right back to sleep, and it's gonna make them draw further away from the Lord and grow colder and colder, because they're just in a perpetual state of confusion. But that's where the prophets have to come out and give them that living water, right? And cried unto my God, and he heard my voice out of his temple, and my cry came before him, even into his ears. Then the earth shook and trembled. The foundation also of the hills moved and were shaken, because he was wroth. Right? That's that earthquakes, man. Right? That's that rumors of wars. Right? The shouting of a mighty river. Right? This the hills being shaken, the foundation also of the hills, right? They're being shaken right now, right? America is shaking, right? The earth is shaking right now, right? Because the Lord is angry. These are just the rumbles. These are just the beginnings, man, right? Because he's wroth, man. He's wroth with Edom because they helped forward the affliction, right? He's wroth with all the inhabitants of the earth, right? Because they all had a hand in their captivity, right? And they're drunken. And there would none be left if the Lord hadn't, left a little remnant. Or he wouldn't, or if he's not shaking the earth right now, right? There'd be none to even be saved, right? If it had not been for our Lord. He bound down the heavens also and came down, and the darkness was under his feet, and he rode upon a cherub, and he did fly. Yea, he did fly upon the wings of the wind, right? That's what Yahushua is gonna do pretty soon, right? He's gonna bow down the heavens, right? He's gonna descend with in a chariot, right? He's gonna descend with his thousands and thousands of angels, right? To come make war with the beast, man. To make war with the inhabitants of the earth, right? He's gonna he's gonna make darkness under his foot, right? And these nations are that darkness, right? The whole earth is darkened. It's the valley and the shadow of death. Right? And he made darkness a secret place in his pavilion round about him, where dark waters and thick clouds of the skies. And the brightness that was before him, his thick clouds passed, hailstones and coals of fire, right? At the brightness that was before him, his thick clouds passed, right? And hailstones and coals of fire, right? That's even going into Revelations. Right, where the heavy hailstone is gonna be it's not actual hail, it's the missiles and the nukes, right? But this is that fire that the Lord's coming with, right? When we ascend up into those chariots, or when the chariots come down, however mechanism they use to come in and grab us by. Right, whether we catch up to them in the sky or they come down and then we go up with them, right? And then guess what? The six trumpets going to fly, right? And that's when this place is going to get leveled, right? And that's when the true fierceness of the Lord is going to be seen, right? And the Lord also thundered in his heavens, and the highest gave his voice, hailstones and coals of fire. See that? And yea, he sent out his arrows and scattered them, and he shot out lightnings and discomfited them, right? This is clearly the deliverance, right? This is clearly the deliverance of the Israelites in this verse, right? And World War III about to kick off, right? Darkness under his feet, right? He made darkness the secret place, his pavilion round about him were dark waters and thick clouds of the skies. Right? That's the day of the Lord. The day of the Lord is darkness, man. Right? The day of the Lord is vengeance. Right? Like it says in Joel, the sky or the sun will lose its light, roughly paraphrasing, and moon be turned into blood, the sun into darkness. Right? At the brightness that was before him, his thick clouds passed. Right? The thick clouds is going. This is the Lord coming with vengeance. The power. He has the power of the weather, right? He has the power of the elements, and his thick clouds is gonna block out the sun, man, right? That's how big that chariot is that he's coming on, right? That cherub that he said he was on, right? That's how big that chariot is, right? It says thick clouds pass and hailstones and coals of fire. This is also passing, right? Coals of fire and heavy hailstones. Lord also thundered in the heavens, and the highest gave his voice, hailstones and coals of fire. See that? And he sent out his arrows. That's the hailstone. I thought it was a hailstone, right? But now it's an arrow, right? And he scattered them, and he shot out lightnings and discomfited them, right? That's gonna come by way of Gog and Magog, right? And the kings of the east, right? They're gonna come. And they're gonna level this place, right? But at the same time, the Lord's gonna bend down darkness, right? He's gonna come and he's gonna grab his children, right? He's gonna grab the 1/3 and the elect out of this place, man, and then we'll see the vengeance, and then we'll scarcely be saved. Lord, I don't know to be of that number. We'll scarcely be saved, but then we'll be rejoicing in that thing, right? Then we'll take our first breath of life in that chariot, man. Right? Lord willing, we make it. And he sent out arrows and scattered them, and he shot out lightnings and discomfited them. See that? Then the channels of waters were seen. And the canals of water were seen, and the foundations of the world were discovered at thy rebuke. Look at that. Oh Lord, at the blast of the breath of thy nostrils. Right? That's him readying that bow, man. Right? Bending his bow. Right? And shooting it. Let's get that in Isaiah. Psalms 7. Right? Psalm 7 and was it 15? Psalms 7 and Salakia. 7 like 7 and 5. 7 and 12, right? It's book of Psalms, chapter 7, verse 12. We can even start at 11, right? Even 10. My defense is of God, which saveth the upright in heart. Right? That's our defense. That's who the Lord's coming to save, man. Right? Save from what? The day of the Lord, man. Right? Because we don't, obviously you have to be saved from these wretched nations. That's our salvation. Being saved out of the hand of our enemies. But being saved from the wrath of God. Right? By the mercies of God. Right? That's a powerful thing right there. Right? Our own greatest enemy, right, is our greatest savior, man. We have to be saved from God, man. And that's Yahawashi, right? Call all Yahweh B'Hashem Yahawashi, right? God judgeth the righteous, and God is angry with the wicked every day. See that? He doesn't forget about the atrocities of the white man, right? He doesn't forget about this bloody city, Babylon, right? He's angry with the wicked every day. Every day he brings his judgments to pass, right? If he turn not, he will whet his sword. Look at that. He hath bent his bow and made it ready. He hath also prepared him the instruments of death, man. He ordaineth his arrows against the persecutors, right? That's what's going on. That's that bow, man. Right? He cocked it and is ready to load, man. So he put hooks in Magog's jaw to get this thing kicked off. And if you have eye salve to see, you'll see that this is going to spill over into the whole world, man. This is just a small kindle of fire, right? And then until it enrages and engulfs this entire place, right? Metaphorically. Let's get 18. Where were we? 18. And discomfited them. It's 16, right? He sent from above. He took me. He drew me out of many waters, right? There's many waters, right? Pertaining to the book of Revelation, right? I'll even just pull it up in my sword here, right? Revelations chapter 17 and verse 15, right? And it reads, "And he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the horse sitteth, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues," man. Right? This is the many waters we're getting drawn from. Right? This is the many waters we're gonna get caught up in the sky away from. Right? Because the blast and the hail is gonna smite the waters, man. Right? And he delivered me from my strong enemy, and from them which hated me, for they were too strong for me. You see that? So there's no other way out of this place. It's either Yahawashi or death. Right? That's why he says, those my enemies, right? We could even pull that up real quick. I don't know if I'll get it on my phone here, right? Luke, chapter 19, and verse 17. And it says, and he said unto him, well, Salakia, and he said unto him, well, thou good servant, because thou hast, Salakia, is it Luke 19 and 19 and 20 27, right? But those mine enemies, which would not that I should reign over them, bring them hither and slay them before me, right? Those who don't want Yahushua to reign over them, right? And to be saved and to keep his righteousness while they have yet liberty, right? They're going to be utterly eviscerated, man, disintegrated, right? So let's see, verse 17, and he delivered me from my strong enemy, from them which hated me, right? That's salvation, man. Being delivered from your strong enemy and them that hate you, man. For they were too strong for me. They prevented me in the day of my calamity, but the Lord was my stay, right? That can even go into 70 AD, right? 1400s during slavery, our whole Babylonian captivity, right? They prevented me in the day of my calamity. See that? But the Lord was my stay. See, the Lord was what kept us balanced. Even if we didn't have, we just had the sinews, right? We just had the muscles and the ligaments and not the fat and the flesh, right? We still had something that led us, it was just a continual process of growth, right? From our infancy, right, until now when we're standing on our feet, right? An exceeding and mighty army. Right? He delivered me because he delighted in me. Lord rewarded me according to my righteousness. According to the cleanness of my hands hath he recompensed me. You see that? That's us keeping the commandments, man. That's us enduring to the end, right? And receiving our reward. According to the cleanness of our hands, man. Right? We didn't spot our garment in this captivity. Right? We woke up and we did exactly what we needed to do and we got saved. Right? Nothing less, nothing more, man. Right? Because everything else is vanity, right? We just have the Lord as the apple of our eye, right? According to the cleanness of my hands hath he recompensed me, for I have kept the ways of the Lord. See that? And what are his ways? These laws and commandments. I have not wickedly departed from my God, for all his judgments were before me, and I did not put away his statutes from me. You see that? This is the righteous man. This is the character of the righteous Israelite in the last days, right? And this is all what's about to happen, right? In the events to come. This is prophecy, man. Don't let anyone say David wasn't a prophet, man. He's prophesying right here. I was also upright before him, and I kept myself from mine iniquity. You see that? Therefore hath the Lord recompensed me according to my righteousness, according to the cleanness of my hands in his eyesight. Right? With the merciful thou wilt shew thyself merciful. With an upright man thou shalt shew thyself upright. Right? With the pure thou shalt shew thyself pure. It goes on. See, for thou wilt save the afflicted people, but will bring down high looks. Right? That's what the Lord's doing right now. And no one has a higher look, right, than Babylon the Great. Right? We can even, this is how high their looks are. Right? Revelation chapter 18. See verse 3. So okay. It's like verse 5, right? And it says, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and God hath remembered her iniquities. Right? This is how high her looks are, man. Right? That her sins is reaching up unto God in his throne room, man. That's how high their looks are. That they can even fathom to put themselves on the Most High's level and begin to start punishing the Israelites, right? As if they're God, right? As if we're their sons and their daughters, right? But Israel is the lot of the Lord's portion, right? And the Lord's inheritance, right? That's how high their looks are, man. Let's go back to Psalms 18. They prevented me in the day of my calamity, but the Lord was my stay, right? Let's see, cleanness forward, verse 27. For thou wilt save the afflicted people and will bring down high looks. For thou wilt light my candle. The Lord my God will enlighten my darkness, right? That's our candlestick, man. That's our faith in this thing. That's our life force. That's the laws and commandments in our hearts, man. Right? The day star arising in our hearts. Right? That's Yahushua. That's faith in the commandments. Right? For by thee I have run through a troop. Look at this. That will Slack it, verse 28. For thou wilt light my candle, the Lord my God will enlighten my darkness. For by thee I have run through a troop. By my God have I leaped over a wall. See that? That's Jacob's trouble, man. That's ducking arrows, man. That's ducking bullets. That's dashing in the wilderness. That's, just abiding until we make it, until the Lord bends the heavens down for us, right? And brings all hellfire on this wretched place, right? And then New Jerusalem descends out of the sky, right? This is Jacob's trouble right here. This is World War III. As for Yahweh, his way is perfect, right? The word of the Lord is tried. He is a buckler to all those that trust in him. For who is God save the Lord? Or who is a rock save our God? You see that? It is God that girdeth me with strength, and maketh my way perfect. He maketh my feet like hinds' feet, and setteth me upon high places. Right? That's us getting refuge as pilgrims on the earth. Right? That's us being able to duck the troops, duck the Russians, duck Americans, duck the damn gooks, Moabites, right? Ducking all these places that are gonna lay siege to this place and lay it waste, right? And then, being delivered, right? Still having that strength and that candlestick about us, right? That thou also given me the shield of my salvation, and thy right hand hath holden me up, and the gentleness hath made me great. Thou hast enlarged my steps under me, that my feet did not slip. Right? That's the angels bearing you up, as you cast thy feet against the stone. Right? That's Psalms 91. For sake of time, I'm not going to go into it. I just want to finish this chapter. Right? But that's Psalms 91. Right? The angels will bear thee up lest I cast thy feet against a stone. Right? 12,000 shall fall on one side, but will not come nigh near thee. Right? Will not come nigh thee. I have pursued my enemies and overtaken them. Neither did I turn again till they were consumed. Right? I have wounded them that were not able to rise. They are fallen under my feet. Right? And then we may have to do some fighting. Making it applicable to World War III and events coming. Right? We may have to do some fighting. We may have to, just get away in this thing, right? That's why our feet are as hinds feet, right? But our trust has to ultimately be in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. That also hath given me the necks of mine enemies, right? Even, right? Us, us not being wounded here, and them falling under our feet. Right? That could be the 144th, right? That can be when we come down, when the missiles drop, and we come down, and it's hunting season, right? That's us getting the necks of our enemies, right? That's us getting, their kings in chains and their nobles in chains, and then they begin to build our infrastructure, right? Our New Jerusalem. See all those little white crackers, man, right? All those little stonemasons there took pride that they lived deliciously in this portion, right? All that skills that you developed in this damn captivity, right? We're gonna put it to freaking good use, man, and then we're gonna dispose of you after you do a good thing, right? Your reward is gonna be death, man. Look at that. You're gonna be working so hard just to die. That's gonna be your reward, man. See that? Thou hast subdued me under Salakia, for thou hast girded me with strength unto the battle, right? That Armageddon. Thou hast subdued under me those that rose up against me. Thou hast also given me the necks of my enemies, that I might destroy them that hate me. They cried, but there was none to save them. Look at that. Even unto the Lord, but he answered them not. Then did I beat them small as the dust before the wind. I did cast them out as the dirt in the street. Look at that. This is how mercilessly we're gonna slaughter and kill these Edomites and these Moabites, man. When we come off these chariots. Thou hast delivered me from the strivings of the people. Thou hast made me the head of the heathen. Right? Who's gonna be the head of the heathen? Right? That's Isaiah 2. Right? And that's also Revelation 2:26. right? When we're going to beat them small, and as vessels of a potter shall it be broken to pieces, right? I have not known, Salakia, thou hast delivered me from the strivings of the people, and thou hast made me the head of the heathen. A people whom I have not known shall serve me, right? So that's how you know this is the elect coming out of the chariots, right? When because they if it was Babylon, right, then they would have known us. But these people have not known us. That's when we go out and we conquer all the world in the name of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, right? That's how you know they're gonna be complete strangers, and they're gonna be subjugated unto us, right? People whom I have not known shall serve me. As soon as they hear of me, they shall obey me. See that? The strangers shall submit themselves unto me. For what? Right? For building up of the of our Salakia, building up of our kingdom. Right? The strangers shall fade away and be afraid out of their close places. Right? That's the nobles. Right? That's the Prince Charles and the celebrities. Right? Hiding in their bunkers for because they're trying to get saved out of these places, right? And they're trying to endure until the end, but it's not given to them. The salvation is not given to them. In vain is salvation hoped for from the hills, right? Like Jeremiah 3, right? And the strangers shall fade away and be afraid out of their close places. The Lord liveth, and blessed be my rock, and let the God of my salvation be exalted, right? It is God that avengeth me and subdueth the people under me, right? That's the revenge is the Lord's, man, right? And then we're going to do according to his vengeance, right? According to Ezekiel 25, right? He delivereth me from mine enemies, yea, thou liftest me up above those that rise up against me, right? Thou hast delivered me from the violent man, right? Who's the most violent? Whose blessing was living by the sword? Right? This is how you know it's clearly speaking about the end times, man. Right? It's clearly speaking about Esau, Edom, and the fall of Babylon. Right? Because he's the violent man. He's the bloody man. Right? He was the enemy and the chief adversary. He was the one that we got separated from because we were two separate nations in the womb. Right? Therefore will I give thanks unto thee, O Lord, among the heathen, and sing praises unto thy name. Great deliverance giveth he to his king, and sheweth mercy to his anointed, to David and to his seed forevermore. Right? This is how you know it's speaking about Israel and Judah, man. Right? Speaking about the elect. Right? Speaking about the end times. So we have to be striving unto the end so we can get the next of our enemies, man. Right? We have to be prophesying of the downfall of this place. Right? Because it's drawing nigh, you know? It's the beginning, like the Lord said. And his wise shall understand, right? According to the book of Daniel. So with that, I'm going to give all praise, all glory to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. I hope this was edifying. Say shalom. Death to America.